Welcome back to another update. We're going to have a quick look at the general market and then we're going to look at some coins on my watch list today. So first things first, on the 10th of October, obviously we've had this big red candle in the stock market due to Trump announcing more tariffs on China, right? So this has caused a panic in the stock market and people to sell off their investments, and it's caused a big liquidation event across the markets. Okay, so obviously Bitcoin had a big tumble from all-time highs, more or less, all the way down to 100,000. Now, depending on what's going to happen in the overall market, maybe we go up or maybe we go down, right? If for some reason we do go down, I think we're probably going to come down, maybe dip just under 100,000 down to either this yellow trend line here or this white support zone here. So maybe we can get a dip down to 100k or just beneath 100k, in my opinion. But sooner or later, whether it's going to be towards the end of this year or early 2026 or in 2026, I don't know when exactly it's going to be, but I do believe we will end up here somewhere towards the yellow trend line at the top and the red trend line at the top, which will bring us close to 150k. That's what I believe the next leg is going to be. As some of you may have noticed, BNB has been trending and it's been pumping past all-time highs recently. It got up to 1370 as an all-time high, and now it's had a correction back down to around 1,000. So there is a chance that this is kind of topped for now. Okay, maybe we're going to get correction down, or we're just going to consolidate at these levels, or maybe we do go higher. But I think there's a chance that this is going to cool off now, and on the next leg up, some of the liquidity is going to move back to Solana and Ethereum, in my opinion, right? So Solana had a big run up last year, and in 2023, 2024, Solana was all the hype, and it's been kind of consolidating. I think it's due for another leg higher soon. That's what I think. So right now, all the hype's over at BNB, or Binance Smart Chain, and I believe soon Solana and Ethereum are going to gain some of that liquidity, and I think they're going to be the next movers, because Solana looks like it's due for another move, and Ethereum looks like it's just so close to breaking all-time highs. Like, it's been teasing all-time highs for a while now, and it still hasn't really broken it. Or I think it did just briefly break it, but not really, right? It just tested it as a resistance and it rejected. Sooner or later that's going to break and we're going to move higher on Ethereum, in my opinion. So I think sooner or later Bitcoin's going to get a pump up to here towards 150k on the next leg. Ethereum's going to break the all-time highs, and it's going to break past $5,000 and form a new leg higher. And I think Solana's going to have another leg higher past the all-time highs. And obviously these are most of the main cryptos, right? Obviously we've got XRP as well. So again, XRP is kind of hovering at the all-time highs from 2017 or slightly above it. So sooner or later, maybe this one's going to move higher as well. And yeah, basically all of the majors are moving higher. What about Dogecoin? So Dogecoin isn't even near the all-time high yet. So maybe Dogecoin's due another leg higher on the next meme season, because I believe there is a Dogecoin ETF. So we can definitely see some legs higher for Dogecoin too. So yeah, we're seeing some good things for the major coins. In the top ranking coins, we're seeing some pretty good moves. So once we're done with all the majors, money's going to flow down into all the other coins down here, right? And that's where the party really begins. So I want to take a look at some of the coins that I've got on my watch list right now. But just before we get into those coins, I just want to quickly bring to your attention my new course that I've just created. So this is the Crypto Trader Fast Track course. It's designed to take a casual investor and turn them into a competent DeFi trader ASAP. If you're just a casual crypto investor, you don't really know what you're doing, you just kind of follow people's picks online. Maybe you just buy on Coinbase and you don't really understand how crypto markets work. Now, if you're at a stage in your journey where you actually want to learn and you want to know how the crypto markets work and you want to learn to trade, you want to take your game to the next level, then it's definitely worth taking a look at this course, because I spent thousands of hours researching and educating myself on how to trade in crypto, right? How to trade in DeFi. And I've also gone through loads of trial and error. So this course has got all of the important essential parts of everything I've learned all stuffed into this one course, right? So if you're actually serious about learning and you're willing to focus on this course and actually try to understand the lessons in this course, then this is like a shortcut to learning, right? Because it's got all the important parts of information all squeezed into these lessons. And yeah, all the important parts of information you need are there, and all you've got to do is soak it all in and just do some Google searches, maybe look on ChatGPT and take notes on the lessons that I'm teaching. After completing this course, if you took everything in and you actually took the course seriously and tried to understand everything, then by the end of it you should be pretty confident navigating the crypto markets by yourself, and you'll actually have an understanding of how the markets work in crypto. So if this is of interest to you, the link is down in the description. So now let's take a look at some of the coins on my watch list. So one that I've been watching recently is Avantis. This is a real world assets coin. I was looking at it when it was above this $1 support here, and obviously with the market crash that we had the other day, it's come down with a lot of other projects. A lot of the market's obviously dumped. But I'm still thinking this one, if it has a recovery and gains some momentum, then it could definitely have a rally up to $5 or so, up to this green box, right, up to the 1.618 Fibonacci. So I'm still watching this one and just waiting for some green candles to come in. And this is currently only 126 million, so it's fairly low, but it's not crazy low. So that's why I'm not acting on it yet. I want to see it kind of hold, I want to see it stabilise, I want to see some green candles come in. But again, if we see this one start to move upwards and start to gain some momentum, I definitely think this one can have a rally up to the $5 area. This is another one I was looking at that could have some potential. It's only a 10 million market cap. It's an AI project, as you can see, Trust AI. It's an AI project. It's on the Binance chain, right? So it did have a pump here, obviously when Binance has been pumping. So obviously it's had a pump with that and it's come back down to its lows. So maybe this one could be a good hold. Let's see if Binance is going to have another run. And if AI is going to have another run, then this one has potential. Again, it's only a 10 million market cap. Aster's holding up fairly well against $1, so maybe this could be a good buy right now. Let's just compare this to Hyperliquid real quick. Yeah, so I mean, Hyperliquid had a pump at the start, and it kind of retraced a little bit, came down before having a bigger pump, a bigger rally up higher. So yeah, maybe Aster can do something similar. Hyperliquid's currently at 12 billion market cap, and Aster is at 2.38 billion. So yeah, what we just saw on the Hyperliquid chart, this is actually looking pretty similar. You see this is like a pump up at the start and it's kind of had a retrace down. Let's look at Hyperliquid again. Hyperliquid at the start, look, see, it had like a pump up and then kind of, it looks really similar back here. It looks so similar. You see this part of the chart here, compare it to this, you know, it looks pretty similar. So maybe we've got this rally here coming for Aster, maybe. So that's why I've got Aster on my watch list. Keeta, this is another interesting one because I actually saw this when it was down here. I think down here it was at like 50 million market cap or something like that, back when it was at a penny or 10 cents. And obviously it had this massive rally, right? Well, now it's come down almost back to that level now. It's tested the highs here at the launch, I guess. It's tested the highs there for support, and it's kind of bouncing up off of that now. So if this is going to hold here, then it could be an interesting point to enter. Or if it breaks, then maybe it could be an interesting time to enter further down. I'd want to see if this is going to hold or if it's going to break. I'm thinking it's going to hold, personally, but we'll see. Aura, this is another interesting meme coin. It's come back down with the dip recently, and it's touching the support levels back here. So this could potentially be a good buy. So it's currently 76 million. So it's not super low, but it's not high either. And it is on Kraken, but it's not on Coinbase or Binance yet. So maybe this can get Coinbase or Binance listing or Crypto.com listing, etc. And then it could go higher, right? So this could be potentially a good buy. And you can see what some of these meme coins can do, look. They can have like a big pump and then a huge dump. They could go down to basically nothing before having a huge candle up. Like this was a 23,500% gain. Like that pump there was a 20,000% gain. So what's that, 200x in like a week? Less than a week? That's what some of these meme coins can do. Crazy. Pump.fun token has come back down to my support area level. Actually come beneath that with a big wick, and it's kind of holding in this support level now, so this could have another rally back up to the highs. This coin's kind of a good range trading coin, I'm thinking. I think it's going to kind of just bounce around in between this kind of range that I've got drawn out here. So if you can kind of buy low, sell high within this range, I think that's a good thing to do with this one. Sweet had a massive wick down on MEXC, all the way down to 1.4. During liquidation events like this, I wish I had some limit orders open, because if you hit some of those limit orders down there, then you're going to wake up the next morning in a bunch of profits and almost double your money. I should probably do something like that. Just set up some limit orders just in case Trump announces some more tariffs. But yeah, I mean, Swede's just holding up pretty strong. It's a strong coin. It could have a run similar to Solana did in 2023, 2024, as it's a similar coin. Kaspa's testing the 5% support area, so be interesting to see whether this is going to hold. I believe Kaspa does have smart contracts coming out soon, so that should be bullish for Kaspa. But overall, Kaspa's more of a long-term investment. You need patience for Kaspa because it is a really good coin. The technology is really good. But everything else, the marketing for it and pretty much everything else is out the window. But the technology and everything like that, the tokenomics and the technology for Kaspa is great. So over time, as Kaspa builds and develops, it could be one of the big players. It could be one of the majors eventually, right? But I think Kaspa is definitely a long-term thing. I'm not sure what it's going to do in the short term. But if you're looking for a long-term investment, I think Kaspa is definitely a good one. Virtual's protocol came down into my buy zone and it touched the very bottom of my buy zone on the support area. So again, it would have been nice to have a limit order down there. But yeah, I think this is a good buy zone in this green box for Virtuals. Obviously, if the AI hype comes back, then this one's going to pump, because this is one of the biggest AI coins. Apart from Tau, this is the biggest AI coin, and this is a really strong one, but I don't expect anything crazy for this one. Although if the AI stuff does get really crazy, then you never know, right? Some of these AI coins, if we get a serious AI, we've already had an AI boom, but if AI becomes even more popular and even more crazy, then some of these AI coins can obviously, they could go even more crazy, right? So Tau's definitely a good one. If you're looking for a safe AI coin, then this is the one, if you don't want to take too much risk. And obviously I've got to talk about Cocoro. If you're new to the channel and you don't know, I'm holding a big bag of Cocoro. I'm actually not really holding any other coins right now, I'm just holding this because I think there's a chance for this to have a mega run. Although I'm still trading a little bit with leverage on some other coins if I see some opportunities. But I'm only spot holding this because this is based on the sister dog to Doge and Nero. It's the third dog in the Doge lineage, right? That's what it's based on. It's the first dark SHIB, and it's got a good active community for it, right? So you know it's probably not going to go completely to zero because it's got a community behind it that's actually working on it. So you know it's not a scam. Currently only a 2 million market cap right now, 2.1 million. It seems to be holding this so far. It seems to be holding a floor now. Obviously it's had quite a bit of a sell-off, right? We've had some issues with it, with the IP situation and stuff like that. If you don't know about that and you want to find out about it, watch one of my previous videos about Cocoro and all the information will be there. But yeah, it does seem to be finally holding a floor at 2 million market cap. Maybe it can go a bit lower, you never know. But I'm just holding and DCAing into this now because there is a chance for this to do 100x or even 1000x. Potential life-changing opportunity right here. And then we just look at that Aura coin that I was just speaking about a minute ago. You see what these meme coins can do, right? They can pump and then they can come down to basically nothing and then they can just have a huge god candle and do a 200x. So this came all the way down to 1 million market cap before skyrocketing to 200 million market cap, okay? So Cocoro is currently 2 million market cap. You know, this could go to 100 million plus market cap or more. It could even go to billions, being the sister of Doge. You've got Dogecoin, and then the dog that's related to Doge is Nero. It's owned by the same owner as Doge, and this is the other dog that's got the same owner as Doge. And it's the first dark SHIB, so this does have potential to go into billions, because we see dog coins like this going into billions. You see Bonk, you see Floki or Shiba Inu, right? A lot of these big dog coins, the ones with the good narratives, like this one, they do actually go to the billions, right? So let's look at the early Shiba Inu chart just for a little bit of fun, okay? So when it first launched, it pumped up to just shy of 2 million, okay? It dumped all the way down to basically nothing, and then it had a god candle from that point straight up to 50 million market cap, okay? And then it dumped from that point all the way back down to 2 million market cap. From that point, it had some pumps here up to 66 million, had a little bit of a correction from there, and this was the next move for SHIB, right? Straight to 3 billion market cap. Then it had a correction back down to 400 million, and then this was the next leg up for SHIB, 20 billion, had a correction back down to 3 billion. Again, it consolidated at that level for a while. This is an accumulation range where smart money is accumulating, okay? Dumb money is selling. And that was the final leg for SHIB, straight up to 50 billion market cap. Now, Cocoro obviously has a very similar narrative to Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, so the potential is there, right? Now, granted, there was way less meme coins in the market back then when Shiba Inu did that, so maybe this isn't going to go to 50 billion, right? But it can still go to billions, even if it's 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion. Maybe it's not going to go to 50 billion, but it can still have a crazy run. Even if it's high hundreds, you know, it can go 500 million. From this point, even if it's to 500 million, that's still like hundreds of X's, right? So this is crazy cheap, so I'm DCAing and just accumulating here. If it has a crazy run, then I will be a millionaire, so it's worth the risk to me. No guarantees. Obviously there's no guarantees in crypto at all anyway. If you want guarantees, go and invest in houses or the S&P 500 and just wait a long time, right? And even then, there's not really any guarantees. There's still a little bit of risk. Yeah, anyway, I'm super bullish on Cocoro. I think there's a chance for it to do great. Once again, if you're a casual investor looking to learn about crypto properly, go ahead and check out my course in the link in the description below. Also, drop a like if you gained any value out of this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching.